Welcome to the beginning of this brand new spectating hot seat campaign. First of all, if you're interested in hot seats, Mergor, not MELKOR, Mergor, is looking for some players. He does his hot seats on the Total War Centre, so linked down below in the description is a link to a place where you can introduce yourself, say that you're interested in some hot seats. There's I think 18 different hot seats going on which you can pick from. Some of them mods, some of them vanilla, stuff like that. Of course, he's trying to pay some special attention to getting new players in. So people who haven't played hot seats before and you're thinking of getting into it, maybe this could be a chance. And I'm just a spectator over these files. Sadly, I don't know the players' names. There was quite a lot, and some players, of course, changed as the campaign went through. This campaign is for stainless steel, 6.4, and it is the late era campaign. Not all factions have been played. You can see on your screen now, if I've remembered to edit it in, you can see a map. Everything across that red line is, you can't even send troops there. It's just, if it's across that line, ignore it. And I'm going to ignore it in this video as well. So if you see me ignoring those eastern settlements, that's the reason why. Players couldn't interact with that half of the map. That quarter of the map. That was just to make the hot seat faster, because of course, these are going to take a very long time. Even if it is made faster like that. The players that are highlighted, those factions there, those are playable. The ones that aren't are played by the AI. Battles are auto-resolved, however you can manual resolve against the AI. And a few last things, no exploits are allowed, and crusades and jihads have also been banned. There's a few smaller rules as well, but they're the main ones. So yeah, that's everything out of the way with. Of course, as I said, links down below, Mergor's Total War Centre hot seat bit. If you're interested, go check it out. This series would not have been possible without that. Now, who do you think's going to win this hot seat? I'm going to go turn by turn. It's going to be a 4-episode series, and this, of course, about 10 turns per episode, a bit more, a bit less for some of them. I think France might do it. Yeah, I think France has this. France, quite a good faction, very big. The HRE also a big faction, but they're played by the AI, which only makes it easier for the French, because they've got all these AI territories to easily gobble up. So yeah, I think France is going to win, but from what I hear England is a good player. I don't know who it is, but I hear he's good. And the French already making a move. Come on, France. Never thought I'd say that before. Already taking Stoufford and moving up north to take the Netherlands and Belgium. We have the Danish up here, moved down, like in a normal Med 2 vanilla campaign. They've taken Hamburg very early on. And I think Poland's border has changed as well. We've got some wars already broken out, so we've got Venice here at war with Sicily and the HRE. I can imagine everyone's going to go to war with the HRE very early on, seeing as though they're AI controlled. Genoa and Aragon are at war. Right, so that could become a good, interesting border. Who's going to conquer Iberia? And there's the rest of the diplomacy there. If you want to see it, I can't, of course, cover every single faction. Some stuff is going to be missed. And if I did go through every little detail, then I think the series wouldn't be as enjoyable. Seems like the Byzantine player here making a move on the AI Turks. Yeah, definitely clear away the AI factions. That's definitely the strategy, I think. And Aragon making it all the way over here into North Africa, colonising already. What year is this? 1221, already colonising Africa. Yeah, they're making a move on the Moors. Yeah, probably troops they got from Palma over here. Yeah, definitely looks like that's how they did it. Genoa's in Italy, isn't it? Yeah, my bad. I don't know why I thought these were Genoa. No, this is Castile. Yeah, I thought that was weird. What am I thinking of? I'm sure there was a Genoa in Spain, just like some little thing. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of Leon. In that case, that explains this. Genoa has fallen to Aragon. Or did it start that way? Surely it didn't start that way. Did they actually just take their capital just like that? Only 2 turns in? Oh, this is going to be such a good hot seat. And they've also taken this rebel settlement here, Marseille. How did they? Oh, wow. That's impressive. They got the troops all the way over there. I don't know how they managed that, but yeah, good job to them. Of course, it is 2 turns in. They might have completed their 2nd turn, so yeah, it's definitely possible there. And Castile here making a move on Portugal, putting Oporto under siege. The English have pushed forward and taken Edinburgh, but it's immediately put under siege by the Scottish. Will they be able to hold, or will the Scottish be able to reclaim their capital? And Oporto fell, and Aragon again, colonising further. I keep thinking this is Egypt by the looks of the map, but no, different factions. They've taken Iran now, and yeah, not looking good for the Moors if they're losing territory in Africa like this. And it looks like this is Aragon again, putting Tunis under siege. Oh, that's definitely a human play. You can tell that's not AI. Byzantium here in Sicily? Okay, I'm impressed with these players. Oh yeah, Byzantium just storming ahead. I think they've taken 3 Turkish settlements so far. That's 1 per turn. They've also taken parts of Greece, most of Greece. Okay, I know what Mergor said now when he said, quite a lot happens each turn. I understand what he meant now. Wow, these are some good players. Of course, if you're new to hot seats, the one that he's doing, of course, is for new players, so don't worry, you're not going to be up against these guys on your first game. And I've only just noticed the Polish-Hungary border here. They're just eating them. Venice completely controls the Adriatic Sea? Yeah, I think so. Complete dominance over this. France has slowed down a little bit, I think. Same with Denmark. And Venice has Milan as well, and they've swooped in to take Genoa. Yeah, it's like if we go back in time 1 turn, like this is Venice's border here. Or okay, they had bits of this already. Okay, but still taking Milan and Genoa in the same turn, and all that Hungarian territory fell as well in just 1 turn. Okay, but back to making progress now. 1 turn later, Scotland completely annexed by the English. The HRE have been wiped out. The French and the Polish split their territory there, and it looks like we got hit by regicide as well, where all faction leaders die, so the rest of the nation goes rebel. And we got Venice here, controlling the majority of Italy. Byzantium have unified most of the borders. The Turks have been hit by regicide, they're dead. Now Byzantium and the Egyptians, they share a border now. Why are Aragon and Castile not yet at war? I'm curious. They're allies. Okay, so I'm guessing they're trying to work together in some way. To like, I don't know what they're doing. They're up to something. They've got some plan going on where maybe one destroys France, the other destroys Africa, as we can see Aragon expanding even further here, and even Byzantium starting to get into some colonising, which I never thought I'd see. Just this random big purple blob in Africa. So yeah, they've got a good alliance there, I think, do Aragon and Castile, but how long will it last? But yeah, they've definitely got some plan going on. Because if they go to war, they're so close and not exactly the strongest nations at the start, so they're only going to destroy themselves, and then France will swoop in and destroy them, so it's like enemy of the enemy sort of thing. They need to work together a bit at the start, so that they don't get absorbed by the French, or the Moors, or whoever it is, and then that's when war will be declared. So they need to make sure they're both in a position where they can do before they do go to that war, or they'll end up destroying each other. That's my guess behind it. Where's the English going to go next? Where will they go next? I'm hoping we see some landing in France here. It seems like France is a little bit prepared. They've got a fleet ready. Maybe France will land in English territory. Yeah, that would be interesting to see. See it go reverse. Alright, this is going to become a very brutal border, I think. France and Poland. You can see it on the map. You just know that's going to result in some Cold War situation for a couple of times and then just explode. Let's check their diplomacy. So, yeah, they're neutral so far. Who are allies? I know we realised about Aragon and Castile last turn. It's Aragon and the purple ones, who is of course Byzantium. Yeah, who's expanded further in Africa, as you can see on the minimap. Yep, Castile and Aragon still allies. Yep, but that's it. It's only Aragon really who's signing alliances with people, playing a very diplomatic game by the looks of things. Lisbon has fallen to Castile, and they're probably going to finish off the Portuguese as well, and then they'll be the most powerful faction in Iberia, I think. Aragon is of course a powerful faction in the Mediterranean, but when it comes to Iberia, they don't really control that much. It's looking so much like an EU4 campaign. That's what I like about this hot seat. Venice just becoming even more dominant in Italy. They've taken Naples now as well. I wonder if they'll go for Sicily. Byzantium did manage to push the Egyptians out of Adana, and the Egyptians don't have that many forces on the front, but neither do Byzantium. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to win this war here. The Polish had a massive expansion on the Hungarians, but it seems to have slowed down all of a sudden. Let's see the diplomacy quickly there. Are they still at war? Yeah, they're still at war. I don't know why it slowed down. Maybe they're preparing for war with the French. Now, they can't go to war with Novgorod because that's outside of the border, I think. So yeah, they can't actually expand this way. I'll have to recheck the map for that though. Yes, they did do it reverse. Well done, France, for taking London, Winchester and Exeter all on the same turn. I'm loving this hot seat. Having like this level of players is so much better than the ones I've seen before. Not saying the other ones are bad players or anything, but just the level that these players are on, it's impressive. So I've taken those 3 settlements just in one turn. Wow. So yeah, France of course now have a foothold in the British Isles, and they're looking really good now. We've got all of France unified, we've got a lot of German territories, a bit of a Cold War situation with France and Poland, I think. I'm looking forward to when they go to war. Venice have expanded forwards to take Innsbruck. Maybe they'll go to war with France. Maybe as the troops are, on the border of Poland here and up north, maybe even on the Iberian border, maybe they'll see their chance to take a pick at France. Portugal have of course been destroyed, and the Moors have been pushed back as well. They'll be almost out of Iberia soon. It looks like Aragon is probably going to be the one to do it. The Byzantines are open here. No, they're not. We've got some troops here. I was going to say, no settlement. This settlement here has no garrison, and the Egyptians have a large army, but no, we've got some troops here that we can easily bring down, so that's not too bad. Hungary's been wiped out. Just as soon as I say they're slowing down a bit, no, just wipe the Hungarians off the map. Poland, yep, they've completely knocked those guys out. They now border Byzantium, so Byzantium now will be fighting on 2 fronts. Probably 3rd front if you count all this as well. Ugh, that's a horrible sight to see. The area where I was born, York or Yorkshire, under French control. They now control all of England, do France, and they'll probably push on Wales and then eventually Scotland as well, I assume. The Moors were finished out of were kicked out of Iberia by Aragon there, and yeah, I'm assuming they're going to finish them off in Africa as well. Byzantium making a good push on the Polish, taking some of these territories here. Quite well defended naturally as well by the mountains. Although I don't know if the entire war will go in their favour. Byzantium making a push down here. They've taken Antioch now. Although I think Egypt might try a counter-attack, but Byzantium do have some more troops to bring in if need be. Byzantium could also attack from this side as well. I doubt they will, but they definitely could. Do they have troops? No, they don't have troops on that boat. The Papal States, they've been destroyed by Venice. Rome now holds Venice. I mean, Venice now holds Rome, I should say. They've moved their capital to Ancona as well. Yeah, I'll check capitals at the end of this episode, I think. I always find it interesting where people put their capitals. And Denmark challenging the Polish now that they've seen that Byzantium have been able to make a stab. They're moving down now. They've taken Stettin and Wroclaw. And will the French make a move? I think they should do now that the Polish border's weak. Just make a move. They should be able to take Magdeburg and Prague. Yeah. Maybe they won't. I'm saying they should do against like top level players, and I don't have a clue what I'm on about really. I'm just seeing it from the map. Maybe that's not the best play to make, but maybe it is. I don't know. Don't trust a word I say with this. I'm not that good. Okay, spectating as Egypt now, and we can see, of course, the Byzantines are moving even further down south. They've got Accra now as well, almost about to take Jerusalem. Does it provide the same public order bonus as it does in stainless steel, as it does in vanilla? Yeah, I think it does. I think glory is what you get from Jerusalem. So that's going to be good for Byzantium there. Are they even pushing up even further this week? Yeah, I think they are. Taking even more territories. France a little bit too slow getting into Poland. Or maybe that was a plan, as I said, I don't know. But Magdeburg has fallen to Denmark now. It looks like Denmark are trying to cut the French off from the Polish, not wanting them to take any more territories there. We have Venice making a move on Aragon now. They've taken Marseille there. They've taken back Corsica. Will they be able to take Sicily? They don't seem that interested in Sicily. Ooh, Aragon have now allied the French. They're the only faction that are really making any alliances. Yeah, definitely playing very diplomatic there. So we've now got the French, Byzantium and Castile. So now, the Moors are, of course, AI controlled. I think they are. Could be wrong. But the Moors aren't a threat right now anyway. So they're only at war, really, with Venice. That's smart. They've got their borders protected, but for how long? Because if I was like France or Castile, or even Byzantium, I would notice this. I would know what they're doing, and I would go to war. Whilst the troops are fighting the Venetians, Castile could quite easily take some of these territories. France could easily swoop in and take some of these northern ones, although they're probably occupied up here for now. And then Byzantium could take the African territory, and of course Venice would take Sardinia. I don't know if they're going to break that alliance, but don't let another country use your country, is my advice. The French now have landed in Ireland and taken Edinburgh as well. The English could be destroyed in just a couple of turns, maybe by the end of this episode. Although, at the rate that some of these plays are going at, everyone could be destroyed at the end of this episode. It's only 2 turns left, but everyone could get destroyed at the speed of what these players are playing at. As the Byzantines push forward, destroying the Egyptians, they have made one desperate push up here and taken Sparta from Byzantium. I don't think much will come of it, but it's more like a small pirate raid sort of thing. This is the complete reverse of the Kingdom of Nothing series that I did. If you haven't seen that, go check that series out. It was like an edited show sort of series, but done based on Hotseats. Yeah, it's like the complete opposite. This time it's Byzantium destroying the Egyptians. And Poland doing an Egypt. They got a little bit worried. They were losing a lot of territory to multiple factions, so they just put their troops on a boat, sail across and try and find a new homeland, and that's what we've done here in southern Sweden, fighting against the Danish. I've taken Lund and Kalmar. So Denmark now have to continue pushing down onto this front, but we've also got to pull some troops back and deal with this situation there. And we can see here the Egyptians have run into debt. They've lost Alexandria as well. I think that's the main cause of it. And yeah, they're still going down. I think Egypt's done. Byzantium have retaken this settlement as well. Egypt, 2 more turns I'd give them. Maybe 3. And oh yes, we saw it in 1 turn. War was declared. Aragon was backstabbed, and the Castilians swooped in and took most of their settlements. Aragon have still got Mercia left, but Yeah, they took a really bad hit there. Where is Arion? Yeah, they've still got 2 allies, but that war with Castile there. As I said, you know, it does help them out to have those buffer states, sort of. Well, not buffer states, but allies protecting your back. But of course, they're going to stab you at some point, stab you in the back, and yeah, it's going to be deadly. And that's exactly what we've seen here. That was detrimental on Aragon, and it's put Castile now as a great power. Basically, they're basically Spain now. Aragon, of course, are still alive here in North Africa and Sardinia. But, you know, once Castile start coming for them, I've got Venice coming for them as well. I think, yeah, they're definitely dead. Oh, they've got Palma as well. Mozart computer controlled. I just realised you can tell there. So computer controlled and human controlled. I wonder who the last AI faction will be. Like Norway? The Teutonic Order? Or the Moors? But anyway, that's the last turn of this episode. I hope you have enjoyed part 1 of this stainless steel hot seat, and yeah, with some really good players, which is interesting to see how they play compared to how players play in other hot seats that I've spectated over before. They're definitely much more aggressive, and they get troops anywhere. England down to a final settlement, they're definitely dead next turn, and yeah, my vote was for France, and they're definitely looking good. They've got, you know, all of France, they're pushing into Germany, and we should have all the British Isles by next turn. But where will they go next? I think that could definitely be interesting to see. So this is going to be a 4-part series, and yeah, this has been part 1. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope to see you in the next part. Of course, if you're interested in hot seats, which are just multiplayer campaigns, if I can understand how they work, then anyone can understand how they work. There'll be a link in the description to Mergor's hot seats on Total War Centre, and also I'm about to start my own Medieval 2 retrofit hot seat, which is just Medieval 2 vanilla, but using a mod that allows hot seats to work. So if you're interested in that, then my Discord is open as well. Players will be selected on Saturday, so yeah, just fill into my Discord as well. And yeah, slots of course do fill up quite quickly. But yeah, just join my Discord, and if you've got any questions about it, or just you can put the questions in the comment section as well. So yeah, there's multiple options for different hot seats. There's my hot seats going on in Discord, and there's Mergor's hot seats going on in Total War Centre, where, you know, he takes a whole range of players. He's got like top level players, and it mostly depends on what you're into. My hot seats are just usually very simple, just some random players, some good players, some bad players. But Mergor's hot seats seem to be a bit more like focused, like there's some mods in there as well. Lots of different ones. Pro players versus pro players, and new players versus new players. It's up to you which one you go for, but yeah, there's 2 different options down there if you want to get involved in hot seats. If you want to see more of a series, then please do subscribe so that you might get notified of a series. I say might because, you know, it's YouTube, and who knows what they're going to notify you of these days. And yeah, that's everything. Goodbye.